Another year, another chance to set New Year's resolutions that we probably won't stick to. Hello, my name is Juli, and I make art-related videos like this one, and that one all the way over there. I can't believe a new year is among us. Oh my god, time flies. For the past 2 years, I haven't had much time to focus on my art. With a combination of being in a different country and being burnt out from work, I just didn't have it in me to pick up my sketchbook. But I'm back in Canada, and this year I'm as determined as ever to focus on art. So yes, this is one of those self-indulgent goal-setting videos. Isn't it a rite of passage to announce your goals to the internet and fail to achieve half of them, if you're lucky, then hope that no one notices? Yeah, I'm sure that's a thing. And if it isn't, let's make it one. Before I dive into this very self-focused video, please tell me, what are your art goals and or content goals? Let me know below and let's talk about them. First off, let's get content goals out of the way. I really want to upload videos consistently to make up for the fact that I've barely uploaded these past couple of years. Filming and editing videos is something that I genuinely enjoy. I feel so rewarded by the entire process. When a video gets loads of views, it really is just a cherry on top. And I'm not sure how long this feeling will last, but I really hope the novelty of making videos doesn't fade over time. You could hear my birds in the background. They're in the other room, but they're really loud, so I hope it's relaxing. It's like background nature sounds. I hope the novelty doesn't fade, which is probably a big ask, but you know, a girl can dream, right? I plan to upload one full video weekly and one short a week as well. I've been afraid to dive into shorts, but so far I've uploaded 2 of them and I actually quite enjoy it. Focusing on this YouTube channel in my fun-employed state also pushes me to exercise creativity in different ways. It's not just about the art, it's about brainstorming topics, experimenting with supplies and techniques, writing a script that's engaging and informative, and editing footage in a way that conveys some kind of a story in loose terms. I really do enjoy stretching these creative muscles in a variety of ways. And with where I'm at in my art skills, aka very amateur, making these videos pushes me to try new things with my art. I'm listening to this book on the Libby app, which is amazing, and internally panicking because she looks terrifying. I don't know if I could salvage this. That jump scare. Oh my god, I'm scared, guys. As it stands, in January 2024, I see these videos as more of an extension of my art development and not a hindrance to, which I know is a common sentiment among veteran art YouTubers, just finding the balance between creating work you're proud of versus entertaining the masses. And I really do think twice before pursuing video ideas that are in areas that I don't see myself embarking in long term, like art hacks or TikTok trends. They're just not my cup of tea. And I don't want to feel pressured to focus on the type of content that gets tons of views. Rather, I want to grow slowly, pursuing the kind of videos I enjoy making and building an audience based on that. It just sounds a lot more pleasant and sustainable to do things this way. I hope that makes sense. I don't want to be typecast into a role that I don't enjoy playing. Is that a good analogy? Ooh, I don't know. So overall, I truly believe that uploading more often will help me progress creatively as a whole and will keep on providing me with something to keep busy as I search for a job on the side. That should probably be swapped around, huh? I should be focused on finding work first and making videos on the side, not the other way around. Ooh! In terms of art goals, a very specific one is to finally nail down skin tones. I want to create some beautiful portraits and understand color mixing for skin as well. It's such an admirable skill to look at a photo of someone and know what colors go into it, especially the most subtle of blues, greens, and yellows in skin. My brain is just not trained enough to see these minor shifts in hues, so I really want to develop this. And I'm going to do so by painting a finished portrait every single week and separately completing the 100 heads challenge in my sketchbook, which is exactly as it sounds. You draw 100 heads in your desired medium or mediums. So far, I have about 20 heads drawn in my sketchbook that are ready to be painted, and I plan to record and upload my progress with this. So stay tuned. Next, I want to finally figure out how to paint digitally. I have some very minor experience with my iPad Pro. Okay, side note, I got my iPad through the Apple Refurbished website. You could get hundreds of dollars off of Apple products that are refurbished by Apple itself, so they're basically good as new. Each item has brand new casing, a brand new battery. They also come with Apple's 1-year warranty. Amazing. Not every product you might be looking for will be available at any given time, but there are some third-party tracking websites where you could set up email alerts in case the item you're looking for shows up on the refurbished shop. That's how I found both my iPad and my refurbished Apple Pencil. And all of the items come in brand new packaging. You genuinely cannot tell the difference. You cannot tell that it is a refurbished item. No, I was not sponsored by Apple, but I'm deeply flattered if anyone thought I was. I just love saving a buck and will always share little tips and tricks where I can. Us broke folk oughta stick together, you know? Also, buying a secondhand item in any capacity is much better for the environment than buying brand new. Buy used where possible. I bought this tablet nearly 3 years ago and honestly have barely used it. Digital art is especially difficult for me to grasp. It intimidates me. I guess I'm just old-fashioned in that the non-physical aspect of digital art just makes creating so difficult. So by the end of 2024, I want to create, drumroll please, 1 piece of digital art that I am proud of. Yep, just 1. And not just of my typical floating people. I'm talking about a full scene painted digitally. And who knows, maybe I'll post it up on Redbubble or TeePublic or one of those websites that make print-on-demand items, just so I can say I have my art up for sale somewhere. It'll definitely take a ton of trial and error to work towards creating this 1 piece, and it'll also take fully getting the grasp of using Procreate on my iPad. I'll leave a trail of digital art pieces in my wake. So if I'm able to nail just 1 completed piece that I am happy with in the coming year, I will consider that a massive success. Finally, I want to create 1 finished piece of art every month, like a full scene painting on watercolor paper or canvas, something larger in size than I usually paint, my usual being my 8x10 Canson mixed media sketchbook, my VIP of sketchbooks. I want to create pieces that I'm happy with enough to hang on my empty walls. So 1 per month for me is very reasonable, especially considering that in the past year, I've completed a total of 2 finished pieces, I think. Burnout will do that to an amateur artist. Outside of this, I have a few more content aspirations, not goals, just aspirations. Certain numbers I hope to hit in terms of subscribers and things like that, but I won't dive too deeply into that here, just because there's nothing I can do to control the numbers I get aside from uploading videos. So it's kind of silly to set a number of subscribers as a goal metric. I also have some health-related goals that involve being more consistent with working out and eating healthy, but that's neither here nor there. My final art-related-ish goal surrounds my unemployed status, which has been my way of being since returning from Korea. I definitely plan to get a job, okay? Early this year, in the kind of position that supports the community in some way. How is this art-related-ish, you may be wondering? Well, I want to find a job that gives me the space to create, meaning a job that doesn't involve creativity in the slightest. Confused? Well, if I pursue non-creative work, this will allow me to save that part of my brain for my own downtime. I'll need a job where I don't take work or stress home with me so that I'm not totally burnt out by the time I get home. I'm thinking public sector customer service or admin work. Finally, I plan to work a job that gives me the time to create. If I could find a well-paying job with benefits that will let me work 4 days a week, I would love that so much. There are definitely jobs around town that fit this criteria, and I've got my eyes on a few positions, so fingers crossed I'm able to land something. I know working 4 days a week is a very privileged thing. I did work really hard to save up funds in order to afford this kind of lifestyle for at least the next year. I don't know if I'll be able to do it for longer than that. Also, I have amazing, lovely parents who let me live at home. I know, I am lucky, and I really appreciate it. So, just so you're aware, that's the position I'm in. Deeply, eternally grateful. I know I joked in the beginning about setting goals and totally failing at most of them, but if I've learned anything over the years of failed resolutions, it's that being realistic is so important. We might want to achieve 1 billion things in a short amount of time, but you really have to plan within your limits. I know myself well enough to be aware of how prone I am to burnout, especially when I'm doing work that I A, don't care for, or B, am in a stressful work environment. Guys, I am a total softie. There's only so much I can handle. So I've taken all of these little quote-unquote quirks into consideration when planning these goals, and I'm building a weekly plan to get me there. Another thing to remember is that goals are meant to be fluid to some capacity. You're not the same person at the beginning of the year as you are at the end of it. Things change, priorities change, and what we thought we were capable of in January of a year may not be the reality a few months later in May. If I end up finding work in a few months and realize that completing a finished portrait every week is too difficult, I'll pivot, maybe to 2 a month. That doesn't mean I failed my original goal, and I won't kick myself over that. As long as I'm still working towards building those skills and doing so consistently, you best be damned, I am counting that as a win. On that note, remember to go easy on yourself with your art goals and goals in general. Check in with yourself every month to make sure your goals are still serving you. And don't be afraid to make changes to your plans. I truly hope this year treats you well. Good luck out there, and don't forget to share your art-related goals down below so that I can cheer you on. I'd love to read about them. Like, dislike, subscribe, unsubscribe, do your thing. I won't stop you. And until next time, stay creative. See you next week. Bye.